Hey everybody, it's Mediocre Club. Today I'm going to be breaking down all 196 cards that are in ranked. If you guys learned something or you like the video, then like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be bringing some more content soon. In the meantime, enjoy. Peace. Alright, starting out with the card breakdown, we're going to start out going low to high. We'll start out with the N cards, and all the cards that have N at the top are cards that you can pour a different amount of points into, and it makes the card more powerful. For instance, the N converters, you start with one converter, you put 1 point in it, you'll have two. You put 5 points in it, you'd end up with six converters. I compare pretty well with some of the other cards, like carry a converter to heal your teammates or the invisible converter card. Magazine and ammo size, every point you pour into it, you'll get an additional 25% ammo in your magazine. Explosives, this card can be pretty good, especially at higher ranks where people are good at setting their traps up or they're good with using their explosive pistols and stuff. This card can be very good. The charge melee attack distance is a fun card, but I don't really see it get picked too often, especially in the higher ranks. The damage to headshot, this card can be pretty good, but it's not like game breaking or anything. It might be worth pouring a little bit of points into, but I don't think it's always make or break unless you put like 3, 4, 5 points into it. Damage taken from enemy explosives. This card can be crazy if you put 5 points into it because you will have 100% damage reduction from explosives. The lifesteal is a very good card. So basically, if you're in a fight with somebody, any damage you do, let's say you have all 5 points poured into this, 25% of the damage that you do to them, you're going to get back instantly to heal yourself. So it can help you during a gunfight, win the fight. The Holistic Decline, this is a really good card because it's similar to Vampire Bullets, but it can actually give you way more health than the Vampire Bullets, but you just don't get the health until after you kill the enemy. So you have 5 points into this, you're going to get 50% of your health back. The Steel Enemy Movement Speed is crazy because the more you hit enemies, the faster you're going to get and the slower they're going to get. So, I mean, you can be flying around and you can have enemies, especially if they've healed a few times, that just are moving like a turtle. The Take Your Time, this card is good on defense because it allows you to take more time to defuse the bomb. So, I always like to pour a point or two into this just to give yourself an extra 10, 20 seconds on defense to defuse it. You don't have to rush stuff quite so much. Mini mags, honestly, I don't really feel like this card's that good. I mean, even when you pour 5 points into it, 25% reduction in your enemy mag size for 5 points is not really that valuable in my opinion. There's way better stuff to spend your points on. The Cursed Crits is alright, but there's the Iron Head card, which is way better than this. And it doesn't cost 5 points. I think it costs 4, and it reduces 100% damage. Again, this is kind of like the headshot damage plus 10% card. It really isn't game breaking, and I don't necessarily think it's going to save your life. Healing speed increases and damage reduction provided by skills. So basically, um, anything that your skills do, whether it's healing, a speed increase, or a damage reduction, however many points you have into this, you're going to get an additional 20%. So this card's good. You see people pick this card a lot because it can benefit several different Lancers on the team. Um, this card is also good because the more that they use their skills, especially if you're on offense and they're on defense and you just know that they're going to be setting up and using a bunch of skills, they can start the round just by absolutely having no damage reduction and be super slow. This card, I don't really see people get it too often, honestly. I mean, there's not a ton of situations where you're in high ground to low ground fights in this game. I feel like most fights you take are even ground, so this is one of those cards that you might pour a couple points into, but I don't see the total value in it. This card is really good, kind of similar to the steel bullet or steel movement speed with bullets. The difference is you don't have to deal any damage, they just automatically are slow. There's been rounds where I didn't even realize that the enemy team bought this and they put 5 points in it, and I'm like, man, why am I moving so sluggish? And then I check, and that's what it is. So both of these cards, the next two are the same thing. It's just between A and B site. So this generates an area around the site that, however many points you have poured into it, the enemies end up taking extra damage. So I like to put like 2, 3 points into this. I feel like three is an ideal amount, and 18% damage increase to the enemies on whichever site can be very valuable. This card, you see people pair up with their snipers and their marksman rifles, because if you put 2 points into this, most snipers become a one-shot at their close and medium range, so it becomes very, very good. Or your marksman rifles just deal that much more damage. This card is really good. You take a lot of close range gunfights. I feel like most of the fights you take in this game are close range. So this is a card, if it comes up, I recommend pouring 3, 4, 5 points into it if you have them available. If it's between putting 5 points into this and getting a really valuable tier 3 point card, I wouldn't waste all your points on this, but I think it's a very good card. This is one that I never see people getting ranked. I mean, you don't really jump a whole lot unless you're trying to mantle something, and that can be risky business. So it's just not something that I really see used. Um, Honestly, I don't know if it's ever been used against me. So the endless battle is really good on offense. It gives you an extra 30 seconds when you're attacking. So especially at higher ranks, you'll see this card get banned sometimes if there's nothing else super crazy. For a 2 point card, I think it's really good. Clear path. This can be good. Enemies don't always use doors though. They don't use doors a lot actually. So once you get to higher ranks, you'll start noticing enemies use doors, but even at higher ranks, they don't really do it. So, I mean, if you're playing a team that you notice closes doors a lot, this might be worth it, but otherwise it might not. This is good if you're playing together with your team. If you guys are all being separated, or maybe you're on defense and you're all holding separate parts of the map, eh, you're not really going to get a lot of value out of it if you're not near your teammate when they die. So keep that in mind. This is cool, but I mean, it's over after 5 seconds. You're spending 2 points on an ability that literally lasts 5 seconds. Um, I don't really think it's that great if you have other cards to pick from. This is really good in the first couple rounds on offense or defense. Just being able to get double bounty, especially if it's shards or even if it's heals. I mean, this card's very good. So the bigger and badder, this can be very, very good. Especially if you're good at using your projectiles. They just deal more damage over time and they get bigger. So it's kind of a cool card. It's kind of fun using it too, seeing your projectiles. Your little grenade grow to the size of a basketball by the time it lands. This card is good on both offense and defense, but I think that it's better on defense in my opinion, or on offense rather, because enemies are more likely to set their traps up, and being able to see those traps is just game breaking. Cloaking Plant is a good card, especially on defense. It's a really good card because it spawns these little purple plants you can sit inside of, and you're actually invisible when you're inside of the plant. So that's something to keep in mind on offense too. I like to shoot at those plants at least once if I'm coming around the corner. I don't want someone invisible just sitting in it. And I've gotten a ton of kills from sitting in the plants. People do not check them like they should. This card, I would not recommend this card. I mean, you don't want to make yourself a slow target when you're jumping. The whole purpose of jumping is to be mobile and agile. Unless you're trying to do something like Sage and Valorant would do, where you're like staying in the air and you're like floating a little bit. But this isn't Valorant. I don't think it'll work out that well. I never see people buy that card. Allied trap range plus 30%. For a 2 point card, this is awesome. I really like it. I try to get it anytime on offense or defense that it's available. This is one of those cards that, like, how often do you really take a gunfight where you're jumping? It's just, I don't see the value in it, honestly. This card for a 2-point card, very good card. It really drops little eye, and enemies that are nearby are the guy that killed you is uh, revealed. I'm not sure if it's all the enemies, but I know the guy that killed you is revealed. This is alright. It's good to counter if enemies get the card that after a kill they turn invisible for 2.5 seconds, or if there's an enemy Cypher that's just tearing you guys up, this card can be good. But there's not a ton of abilities that make people invisible, so this is kind of a niche card. Converter Camouflage, oh my goodness. If you're in Diamond and up, you gotta ban this if you're on defense. You cannot let this card slide. For a 2-point card, this card is broken. You just crouch and walk around carrying the converter, get behind people, kill them, pull the converter out. I mean, you're pretty much guaranteed to win if you have this card. I don't even plant half the time if I get this card and the bomb. Long-term investment is great in the first 2 rounds. I mean, it's even alright if you have very few points and you're going into, let's say you're up like 4-3 and you only have 2 points and there aren't very many valuable cards. So you want to guarantee that you have shards to spend next round. I would get long-term investment. Try to outpower the enemies going into the 4-4 tie. So I mean, there's several situations. I think long-term investment's a good card. Quick Charge, realistically, the best thing about Quick Charge is you can quickly rotate around the map. Um, or if you're about to get in a close range fight with somebody and you want to try to knife them, it can be useful for that. But it's not one of the best cards for sure, and this one I see get passed up on for other cards a lot. This is a good card. Um, doesn't get picked a whole lot, but it is pretty good, especially if enemies use a ton of traps. But the only thing is half the time you clear like half the traps before you plant anyways, so it's not the most valuable card. I see why it's worth 2 points. This card is annoying to deal with when you're on the receiving end of it. You just get shot and you're sliding around and it throws your aim off, and for it being a 2-point card, I would get it. If you can get Powerful Strike, get it. This is good if you don't, if you're forced to use weapons that you don't really like, or your whole team's in a position where you guys are all kind of using guns that you don't really like. You get a kill, you can equip the weapon of the enemy. So this is kind of a decent card. I don't really see it get picked too often though. Secret Planting, I never see get picked in ranked. I mean, either you're safe to plant the bomb or you're not safe to plant the bomb. Do you really want to go invisible, plant the bomb just to become invisible and get killed right away? I mean, I don't think it's that good of a card. This is another one that there's only a couple portals on each map, so if you hit one, it's going to take you to either one or the other. It's alright. I don't really think it's that good though. This is a really good card. The pings only showing up as scans on the map is wild, and that is such an advantage for your team. Especially if they're using like sonars, hollow point, characters that have abilities that directly reveal people, and then all of a sudden they're not actually revealed, they're just a ping. That's game changing. This is a good card. Effects that expose you do not last as long. For 2 points, I would get this anytime you can. I mean, there's so many effects and stuff that can expose you in this game that having this at your advantage is super useful. Hidden cameras is one that when I first started playing, I didn't really use it because I didn't really think about how valuable it could be. But now that I've been using it, I mean, it's insane. Especially if you're on defense, you can 100% know where the enemies are going. You don't have to aggress them, you don't have to push them. They're either going to have to come over and break the treasure, or they're going to have to just deal with the fact that you're spying on them. And either way, if they break it, you know they're there. If they don't break it, you can see them. So this card is good, but it doesn't have a huge radius. So basically, whenever you throw or shoot a projectile, when it hits the ground, it'll have like a little radar that it sends out, and anybody inside of it will get revealed. Security check. This is a great card for a 2-point card. If you walk through the door, you're going to get revealed, and it sends an alarm off. and there are so many doors that have alarms, especially on a couple maps. I think this card is awesome, and I would definitely recommend getting it. This, uh, this card's okay. I mean, you can't shoot through the door, but as soon as either team walks up to it, it just opens. So, got to keep that in mind. Projectiles are big and destructible. It's basically what it says when they throw a grenade or they shoot their projectiles at you. You can shoot it and break it, and it gets bigger as it comes to you. So this is a good card. However much damage you deal to an enemy on one of your skills, you get 100% of that health back. So just keep that in mind. This isn't like the other healing cards where you have to just shoot them or kill them to get your heals. You actually have to damage them with a skill to get your heals, but this is a good card for 2 points. Mission Bound, I actually like this card a little bit more than I like the Secret Planting because the Secret Planting, you're relying on just being invisible, and that's why you get the plant off. Sometimes you think you're safe to plant and you're just not. And that's where Mission Bound can help. That you can be planting and then you're starting to get shot at and then your teammate gets the trade because they're trying to kill you and they can't. So it's definitely a much better card than Secret Planting in my opinion. This is another good card. Once you heal, you have increased ADS and reload speed after 20 seconds. So I definitely think this is a good card, especially for a 2 point card. The funny thing is, there's a lot of 2 point cards that I think are better than some of the 4 and 5 point cards, and this is one of them. I think this should be at least like a 3 point card. This is another good card, but it's also like you're best off to have an AR, like if that's your favorite gun or a sniper, and then kill someone that is carrying the same type of weapon that you like, and then swap to it. So that way you don't lose your rifle and you actually gain a use. So this is kind of a weird card. I see why it's only 2 points. These cards are crazy on attack. They are so good. It basically takes away all the cover that's on either site and it's just a free for all. It's so hard to defend the site. It's so easy to get the plant down. These cards are both very good in my opinion for a 2 point card. Expert Juggler is a good card, but the only problem is people aren't always swapping their weapons and actually thinking about it when they're using it. That's the problem with a lot of cards. A lot of cards, people don't actually use them when you have them, and that's an important thing. Is you actually need to take advantage of the cards when you get them in order to make them valuable. Deadly Rewind. At first, I thought this card was really good, but it's really not. I mean, people move too much. How often are you actually going to hit bullets off your Deadly Rewind? Not very often. I can tell you that from personal experience. Sustained exposure. I love this card for it being a 2 point card because anytime someone gets damage on the enemy team, you see where they're at. The whole team gets to see where they're at. Even if it's only for a quarter second or half a second, whatever it is. Just them being shot and revealing where they're at on the mini map is massive. This card is a great card. This is another one of those cards where unless it's paired with something that turns you invisible, it really only benefits like Zypher because I mean there aren't too many characters as of yet that can go invisible. Um, this is really only good on one map. I can't remember which map it is. Maybe Black Market that has the bridge, and people can just close the bridge or open the bridge, and it's really not that good. I never see this card get picked in ranked really. Toy Traps, for it being a 2 point card, is fantastic. I mean, having that minus 50% trap damage is crazy. I definitely recommend getting this if you have the points to get it. Swap is a dirty card. I would not do this. I mean, what's the point in swapping positions with the teammate? Like, you're in a bad position, so you're going to use the card and force your teammate into a bad position, or your teammate needs you can't rotate off of it even if your teammate's on the other site and you need to get with them. You're just going to trade spots with them. So I don't like this card at all. Hypernetic Bullet is pretty good. I mean, how often do you stand still when you shoot? You really shouldn't be. You should be strafing, moving around, making yourself a more difficult target. So having Hypernetic Bullet just gives you more damage than the other guy does. So I think that it's a good card, especially like if you have an Axon on your team and he's sliding around shooting people. Hypernetic Bullet's good. Disable elevators on the map really just depends on like the meta of how the enemy team's playing. You got to look at the game in a whole. Are they using elevators more? Is your team using the elevators more? Who's it going to hurt? Broken Bridge, same thing. I think it's Black Market that's the map that has the bridge. It just disables it for the whole round. Quick defuse. Um, if you're on defense and you don't have anything, or I'm sorry, if you're on offense and you don't have anything crazy game breaking that you need to ban this because this is crazy game breaking. You can defuse so fast. I've even in my mind known that people have quick defuse and still like try to time it to where I'll get the kill or force them off the bomb. No, they get the defuse almost every time. It's so crazy. Squat defense is pretty good. Um, I think that there's a lot of times that you can be crouched and waiting for an enemy in this game, whether you're holding a head glitch or you're just holding an angle. So having less recoil and damage reduction on top of that kind of negates the fact that you're a slower target because you're a smaller target, you have better aim, and they do less damage. I think it's a good card for 3 points. Full firepower, I like this card. It's always weird because I have paddles on the back of my controller, and even if I know I have it, I'm still gonna try to reload. So, which doesn't hurt anything. It's nice to have, especially with the utility pistols, because you can just bang bang. You don't have to reload them at all. It's nice. Spreading smoke. Um, if you use smokes and your team uses smokes, this card is very good. There's not much else to say about it. It increases smoke size by 50%. Um, I think it gets passed up on a lot because there's a lot of times there's other cards that are more valuable or useful, but it is a good card. This is one of those ones that's like I don't really see people use it too often. Maybe every once in a while it'll be worth it. It'll be good to have a hyper aggressive teammate and shoot them once or twice as they run in and push an enemy. But I mean, is it really worth dealing damage to your teammate? You decide. This card's fun more than it is useful because both teams get to use it. It just turns the map frozen and everyone gets to slide around. So, I mean, I do like it. It is fun. If somebody is a card master, if there's nothing crazy cracked that they're passing up on and they pick it, I don't mind. Turtleback, it's a funny card. It's funny seeing people with the turtle on their back. It's also a good card. There's a lot of times that you shoot people in the back in this game, and having a protective shell, it can be beneficial. This card is crazy. If you get caught out in the open and the enemy has this, you're dead. You cannot get behind cover. So you better be close to it when the enemy team has this card because it slows you down so much. This is really good. Um, Regardless of what type of pistol you use, it has some sort of upgrade to it. So if you use the blaster, it releases 2 grenades. If you use the flash, it releases a second flash after the first one. The smoke actually exposes the enemies, which is maybe the best ability of all of them. Um, I really love using smokes during this round. It's so good because half the time enemies don't even realize it's part of the ability, and they'll just be standing in the smoke and not even sure why they're getting exposed. And the burner is one that you don't really see too many people get. It slows them down as well as increasing its damage and range. I don't really see people use the Molly gun too often in general, so they really don't use it when they have the upgraded rounds because there's just better options between the blaster and the smoker, in my opinion. Healthy stretching, people seem to love this card. I don't, because if you're weak already, why do I want to be jumping around and making a bunch of noise to give me 1 HP every time I jump? It's just not worth it. You can't get that much HP return. You're better off to try to hunt down a treasure, hope that you have a pathogen on your team. If you really, really need it and there's nothing else to buy, maybe you get it. But for 3 points, this feels more like a 2 point card or something. It's not very good. This is good, however. Um, Shotguns are good in this game. I didn't realize how good they were at first because they aren't that good in most games, but shotguns are very, very good in this game, and having fire damage can make them that much better. Chain lightning, enemies got to be relatively close to each other, but it is cool. It's cool to activate it. It's cool to use it. It can get you some extra kills. It can get you some extra damage. I like it. It's a good card. Beauty Sleep is another good card. You can kind of just tuck yourself sometimes, and you can be hard to see some of the times in spots that you're laying. It can almost look like you're dead, which even though your body like dissolves, but still like it can trick people. Beauty Sleep's a good card. Invest in the future. This is one of those, if you get it in round one or round two, get it. It will help you out so much, especially in round one. This card's great. Eagle Eye is very good. If you can see the enemy, then it will reveal them, whether they're in a stealth state or behind smoke or wherever they're at. If they're in your line of sight, you'll be able to see them. This card, Muscle Weakness, is the bane of my existence when the enemies have it, and I love it when we have it. It makes anything you throw or shoot almost useless. You have to be so close for it to be effective. Um, this is a very good card. I highly recommend getting it when you have it. It's another good card. A lot happens in the first 30 seconds of a match, so not being able to be exposed is a very big deal. I think 3 points is perfect um, price for it, and I think it's very good. Unless you're going up against a really good Corona or a team that uses flash pistols, I don't think the safety glasses is that valuable of a card, honestly. Um, I would definitely pass on it for other cards, like I said, unless you're up against a very good Corona or a team that uses a lot of flash pistols. This card's real good, especially when it's paired with the multiple converters and you have multiple people carrying converters on your team. Whoever has the converter on them heals their teammates. Um, especially when I think you have to have the converter out, I believe, but it heals your teammates. It's very, very good. This card is clutch central, especially if you're good in clutch situations and all your teammates are dead. You have a 40% damage increase to the enemy. So this card is fantastic. I love it. Extra Sight is one that gets banned a lot, um, so it doesn't really slip through, but it is good. The only downfall is the C sight that it usually gives you is in the center part of the map most of the time, and it's not the easiest plant. It just kinda, I would never really go straight for C sight. C sight's usually the second option once you force a rotation or you kill a couple enemies or something. Flashlight is so annoying to deal with. Yes, it reveals where you're at when you have it on and you're peeking around a corner or something like that. But as soon as you get in a fight, the enemies can't see your body at all. It is such a crazy glare, and it is such an advantage to the person that has it. This card is great. Black hole traps, another one that tends to get banned a lot. People don't want to be dying and getting sucked into black holes because they activated a trap. This is a good card. You can, if an enemy messes you up, you can use it and swap HP bars with them and retake the fight or back out of there, whatever it may be. But I like this card. It's good. Doesn't get picked a lot though. This seems to get picked every single time that it comes up, and it's for a good reason. It's a great card. If you know where an enemy's at and you have this in your back pocket, you're gonna get them. And that enemy better hope they're not by themselves, because if they are, there's nothing they can do to stop you from getting that kill. This card is good. Um, there's a better version of this that we'll run into later. Basically, it does exactly what it says. It gives you all weapons for free once, especially in the last few rounds or even in the first few rounds. It's not a bad pick because like you get them all for free. So um, if you have the points to spend and you don't know what to get, and this card's available, might be worth it. This card, cracked. You just got to get close to the bomb site. pull the bomb out, and whip it at the site. It's planted just like that. There's nothing they can do to stop it. Um, this card is all right. Um, it drops an eye, and whenever you kill someone, anybody who damaged you, it reveals them in 5 seconds. It's kind of like that one card earlier. It's just it's not in the line of sight of the person that died. It'll get anybody that damaged them. This card's pretty good. I don't really see people pick it too often, but I pick this when I'm the card captain a lot. It's really valuable to not let other teams heal, to not let them get extra shard points. Um, if you have this and the hidden cameras paired, it's crazy because then they can't even destroy them, and you always know where the enemies are. This is really, really good on defense because anytime you get a kill, it's reducing the round by 10 seconds, and that can completely change the dynamic. Let's say enemies are pushing, and it's a 4v3 with 35 seconds left, and they got 4 people left. You kill one of them, well, now there's 25 seconds left all of a sudden, and it puts more pressure, and they need to get more aggressive, clear corners a little bit less. You get another kill. Now there's 15 seconds. It's a 2v3, and you got the advantage. You're probably going to win that. This card is way better than people realize. Melon Rinds, I laugh when people pick this. Honestly, it's okay. I think I've slipped on a melon one time. I don't know if I've ever made anyone slip on a melon because I don't really camp them like that. I just kind of throw them around when I get them. Sometimes I'll use them as an advantage, like as a trap if I don't have anything, but a lot of the times I'm just kind of throwing them up on flanks and stuff like that to slow down enemies if they do try to flank. This card is cool because it doesn't tell you like who's who. So you can't see damage indicators of your teammates. So you don't know for sure if it's the bad guy or the good guy. I mean, the enemies have a glint of a certain color on them, so whether it be yellow or red, whatever you pick, you should know who's who. But this is still kind of a funny card. You'll see people shooting their teammates and stuff sometimes. Sprint fire. I think that this card's great, dude. You just sprint around the corner and you hit fire them. I mean, it's nasty. I like this card a lot. I like this card, but the game still being new and the state it's in, it is a little bit buggy still, so it doesn't always work. Like I've been trying to knife a teammate for a minute straight. Lunge knifing them, normal knifing them, full charge, half charge, not heal them at all. I'm not sure. It's good when it works though. This card is crazy on defense. It is so annoying to get past some of these rivers that it creates that just flow and they push enemies back. The only way to get through some of them is to charge up your knife dash and jump through the end of it. Um, I mean, they're wild, and there's no way an enemy can get around them without making noise the way that they're set up. So I think that these are pretty good. If your team is not doing great or they got a slower start and more people on your team have a lower K to D than the other team, that's when this card's good because it just gives a little bit extra boost to those players that aren't doing so great. That being said, if you got like a couple kids that only got it's around like 6 or 7 and they only got 1 or 2 kills, well, it might not be worth spending these 3 points on this card for them. This is good. Um, Especially the beginning of rounds when you're using your pistols and stuff like that. You might not even get a kill from it, but just getting the wider explosion range and knowing like, yeah, there was a guy there. It can be very useful. This card is also very good. I love this card when it comes up because basically whatever their ability is, like if it's a sonar, then she puts her echolocation down. It's only going to go half the distance it normally does, and it's not even that far of a distance in the first place. So most of the scanning abilities aren't a crazy far distance. I think that this is a good card. Psychic Defuse is another one of those ones that if you are on the attacking side, you need to, like, you have to. There's very few circumstances that I would not ban this card, and I would ban something else ahead of this card. You just need to be near the bomb, and it'll defuse. So you get a couple people nearby. I mean, you can even trade out and fight people, and you're going to get the defuse. it's almost a guaranteed win on defense if the bomb goes down and you got a couple people alive and they're able to get near the bomb. Soul Carrion, at first I didn't know what this card did, so I had to experiment a little bit. But what it does is whenever an enemy dies, they drop one of these blue souls on the ground, and when you collect it, you turn into that Lancer and you get their full ability set for the remainder of that round. So if you've used up all your abilities, or there's a particular Lancer that you really want their abilities for something and you kill them, then you can steal their abilities and become that Lancer. The Thorn Trap is just kind of an extra trap in everyone's back pocket. It takes up a huge distance, it deals damage, it slows people down. It's a good card. Um, it's one of those cards that will get it, and then people don't really use it, so it kind of sucks, but it is a good card. Phantom sights are ones that I see people pick, whether it be offense or defense. They love their phantom sights, and I get it. It's good. Um, Sometimes the game's glitchy and the phantoms don't even appear, and you're getting revealed by a phantom you can't even see. So there's nothing you can even do about it. These cards are good, and I try to ban them if I'm on defense and the other team gets to pick first. I don't want them to get it. Unless they have a card I know for a fact they're going to pick ahead of it, then I might not ban it, and I might get it for us on defense. Sneak Attack, another really good card. You're already silent when you're crouched, when you're walking around, so they can't hear you. So even like if echolocation's going off, you can just keep on crouching along and you're never going to get revealed. It's a great card. I don't really like the animal cards personally, like the bat, the firehound, and the pig and stuff. Even Chum, they make noises. They This guy makes a noise when he scans. He releases a pulse that you can see. You're being revealed to enemies for using this card or the other animal cards. Um, even Chum with Chomper. Chomper makes a ton of noise when you're walking around. There's just certain things that I don't know if it's worth the trade-off for, and these are some of the cards. Or this is one of the cards. Knife in the Dark is sweet. Um, if everyone just played it right on defense and sat in correct spots that aren't going to get naded and mollied and just played it slow, you could make some crazy plays. I have seen my team make some crazy plays. I've made some crazy plays with this card. This card's a ton of fun. Uh, Basically, you just have to have your knife out for 5 seconds. Sometimes that 5 seconds feels like it's 2 seconds and you go invisible. Sometimes feels like 10. I don't know. Like I said, game's a little bit buggy still. Cold Front is one of those cards that if you're going up against a decent team and you're on defense, I would recommend banning this because they are going to use advantage. They're going to take advantage of this card. It's also one of those cards that you're on defense, and if you can't stop the plant for anything, and it doesn't matter if you have traps down or not, this is a decent card because the first 30 seconds after the whistle blows, it'll cause a cold front to come out, and then at the end of the game or the end of the round, it'll do it again. And then that's kind of where it helps out the defenders. If the bomb's down, it'll send a second cold wave out, and then so it is situational. It's really up to you and how the game's being played if you want to try to use that card out. This card's cool when you're not taking damage. After a little while, you just have more movement speed, so you can run around, rotate quicker. Kind of fun. Block A main and B main get banned all the time. It's a destructible barricade, but how often do you really want to spend all those resources, that time, and make that much noise breaking one of those barricades? People usually just avoid this part of the map when this card gets used or it gets banned. So this is a good card on defense, especially because whenever the bomb gets planted or before the bomb gets planted, it'll knock time off every single time a skill's used. That's not like a reclaimable skill. So, pretty decent card. Not the greatest 3-point card, but it's alright. I feel the same way about elusiveness. It's cool to become invisible for 2.5 seconds, but not really game breaking. Um, it's a fun card. We'll leave it at that, and it can be useful. This is a great card for a 3-point card. Anytime one of your teammates die, you get an extra skill use. I mean, that's awesome. For a 3-point card, this feels like it should be like a 4-point card. And then these are the same as the A main. It's just a short instead of main, a destructible barricade, they get banned a lot or they get picked a lot, and then people avoid them. Enlarge the target site is neat because you don't even have to make it onto the site to plant it when you have this. You can just take control of the outside of the site in some locations and still be able to plant the bomb, kind of flipping the tables on defense and giving you a big advantage. I like this for a 3-point card. Sustained crab walk is very difficult to deal with. You are just forced to crouch. Um, Pretty much as bad as the movement speed one that slows you down 55%, but this one can kind of catch you off guard even more and throw your aim off. It can also throw the enemy's team aim off, so it's not a terrible thing to go against, but I try to, if there's nothing crazy to ban instead of it, I'll usually ban that card. This card is very good. If you get headshot, every single enemy gets exposed. You don't even have to die, you just gotta get headshot. It's an awesome card. This one is a pretty good one too. It basically does what it says when you destroy a gadget the owner is revealed for 2 seconds. The werewolf card, I see a lot of people not understand how it works. So basically, your team needs to deal 200 damage. And then after you deal 200 damage as a team combined, whenever you hurt someone, it'll do residual damage for a second or two, like 20, 30 damage, something like that. And not only that, but when enemies run away, you'll be able to see their footsteps on the ground for a few seconds, and you can track where they went. So this is a pretty good card. Anti-healing bullets. I mean, dude, this card is so good. People always pick it whenever it's available. To prevent your enemies from healing for 20 seconds every single time they're shot is crazy. It's very good. It's another card that people tend to pick, and that's because it's very good. The less bullets you have in your mag, the more damage you do. So there's even times that I might even shoot a handful of bullets before I get into a fight just so I know that I have the advantage and my bullets deal more damage. I'm not going to empty my whole mag, but I might empty 5, 6 bullets and go into it with 24 of my 30. I love this card on offense. You destroy an enemy trap, you get that trap back. It's placed, it's your trap now. It's really good. I like it a lot. I never really see people use this. Um, People tend to run out of their weapon picks a lot anyways. So this might be good if you have a lot of snipers on your team and then you wanted to like use the SMG or something like that that you don't usually use often, but you just don't want to have that pistol. It might be good. Quick reload, where it says reload time is greatly reduced, is a little bit of an understatement. You hit reload and it's reloaded immediately. Prosthetic Eye is a good card, but you really probably only need like one person to throw one of these eyes in a good spot to where you can get some early information because you don't want your whole team to be halfway blind when you're fighting people. And that's what this card does. You take your eye out, you throw it, and then you're partially blind. Um, Battle Hardened is a good card. A lot of people pick it. Whenever you're hurt, you deal more damage. Free Refills is a good card. It's not the best card. Whenever one of your traps get destroyed, you get it back. Offense and defense can be really, really good when used appropriately. So if you notice that the enemies have a game-breaking card and you're on defense, for example, and they pick that game-breaking card first, and they let this card slide, well, you might just be able to flop the tables and give yourself that game-breaking card now. So there's definitely times you can outplay people using these cards. Swift Resolution is really good on defense, 30 seconds off the map time, or the round time, and if you have any other time reduction cards to go along with this, you can just run through a team, and there's nothing that the offense can do unless they like full out rush a site. This is another really good card. I love this card. It's one of my favorite healing cards actually. You just have to shoot a teammate to heal him. You don't even have to get close to him to heal him. I think it's great. Explosive Shot is fun. It's really good when it's paired with the extra explosive damage card, but it's not really worth 4 points in my opinion. If it was a 3-point card, maybe. Mash Cheetah is kind of like Gorilla Fighter. The difference is you have that 15% speed boost all the time, not just when you're not in a fight. Roger Roger is a good card. It just gives you two 2 recon drones. They're probably not going to get any kills. They're just going to give you some information and rush out and put pressure right away on enemies. That's what they do. Regenerative therapy is fantastic. This is one of the best cards in the game. You slowly regenerate HP whenever you're not in a fight or you're not taking damage. So you don't even need to have healers. You just kind of play it smart, make sure you don't die, uh, chip it, chip away at damage on the enemies when they chip away at damage at you, and you'll win. I see a lot of people pick this card thinking that it's the card that gives you the super jump, and it's not. It only gives you a double jump. It's not worth 4 points. This card's worth like 2 points. This card is terrible in my opinion. This card is really, really good. You just get your skills over and over again as the time goes on. It's one of my favorite cards in the game, especially if you have a really good like defensive setup character or someone that's got really good traps or like a pathogen. Man, this can be dirty with pathogen. I've also seen this paired with the one where you can't destroy traps and Nitro just throws her turrets down everywhere, and you can't do anything about it. I have the Reaper. After you plan it, this exposes nearby enemies. I actually picked this card for the first time because I wanted to see how good it was. People always pass up on it, and I wasn't really sure how it worked. Basically, it works like echolocation does, but it has a farther distance, and you don't have to be moving. It'll just continuously ping you over and over and over again after the bomb gets planted. Maybe one of the best cards in the game. Ironhead is awesome when you have it. Enemies don't get extra headshot damage, so I think this is a very valuable card. This is another really good card. When you're getting shot at, you get a 20% speed boost. If you have like Mass Cheetah, it's really, really fun because you'll be flying around. This card is both good on offense and defense. As soon as you deal damage to someone, you know that they went back to their spawn. It's not a mystery. That's what happened. And it can give you the upper hand in so many ways on offense or defense. I already talked about Feral Hogs a little bit. It's a good card. It runs up and knocks people down, but it makes noise. It's easy to destroy the pig. I don't really like them, especially for a 4 point card. I don't really like it. Community healthcare is amazing. You just play with your team, and you guys are going to get health back nonstop. It's a really, really good card. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Clone Tech is really good too, but I don't really see it get picked that often. Most of the time with a clone tech, I would pick like 2 pathogens and like 3 dexes, or maybe 2 coronas, a pathogen, and 2 dexes or something. Just people that are difficult and annoying to deal with, and you run several of those lancers. This is not one that I see people really use too often. If the attacking team does manage to get this, then you need to protect the bomb because they can just shoot it or throw nades or whatever to destroy it. So keep that in mind. This is a good card. Its best function is you can like grow trees and stuff that will heal your team. You can also use the staff itself to heal your team. It just doesn't work as fast. This card's really good. I love this card with the Mad Dog S. There's like no recoil and you can just shoot it as fast as you want. It's so good. Mushroom Bounce is both a good card and a fun card. You just get launched around the map on these mushrooms, and they can definitely throw enemies off guard. They could throw you off guard sometimes too, because the direction will change on you. But they're fun, and I like them. I don't know if they're worth 4 points, maybe 3, but I do like them. Psychic Link is super good, especially if you're like in a clutch up 1v1, 2v2, whatever it might be, like at the end of a round. Just knowing exactly where an enemy's at is wonderful. It's so good. Small Heads is a good card for a 4 point card. Might be stuff that's better than it. It just shrinks the size of your head. Homing projectiles, maybe one of the best cards in the game. You gotta ban it if you're on defense. You can't let them get it. And if you're on attack, hope that they don't ban it and buy it. And then everybody just get blaster pistols. And then wait until you know where an enemy's at and shoot your blaster pistol just in their vicinity, and this card will do the rest. It'll track them down. It'll do the damage. It's awesome. I like this card too. It basically gives you flashbangs while you get to use other equipment. So you can shoot a nade at kids, and as soon as that nade hits the ground, it's going to flash. Or like if you're Kismet and you throw your grenade and it hits the ground, they're not going to know which way to run, where your nade landed. Maybe you might get a good kill out of it. This is a good card. 10 seconds after the round begins, you get to see where all enemies are at for 3 seconds. I think that this is a little bit better to have on defense than offense, because on offense you already know that they're set up split on sites, but on defense you don't really know what's going on. Barrier Destruction is a really, really good card, but I see people mess up with it. We'll either pick it and then people don't destroy the barrier before the round, so that way we can take that ground, or they destroy the barrier before the round and then they don't think about the fact that they're about to be seen by enemies, because enemies, you can run all the way up to the enemy spawn barrier as well. So that's the other problem with that, is people just don't use it, or they get killed because they aren't paying attention when they use it. Pull the plug does exactly what it says. It disables all the shard cards. Choke makes your shotguns a lot more effective at long range. This is a good card. A lot of people like this card. I like that card too. This is another really good card. It replenishes your whole team's HP and your skills back to max. For a 4-point card, it almost feels like it could be a 5-point card. It is good. Maximum Overhealth. I like this card. I run Pathogen. I always pick this if we get it, because as soon as the round starts, I'll just throw a heal down, give everyone 25 extra HP. That's 125 extra. That's almost a whole extra person on our team for that round. Death's Embrace. I've only been killed by this once, and it's because I really wasn't paying attention. So I don't mind if enemies get this, because I just avoid it if they have it. I like this too. You get one more use out of all your weapons. It's kind of like the all weapons are free once, but instead of just getting one weapon for free, you get an extra use of every weapon. Piercing bullets is fun. Being able to shoot through walls is wild. You'll get some crazy hit markers on some kids, because it'll go through like every wall. So, or no, it only goes through one wall. Actually, I take that back. But you still get some crazy hit markers. It's fun. It's not worth 4 points, maybe 3. Band-Aid solution. This is not worth 4 points, in my opinion. Again, you're hurt, you get like 20 or 30 HP, something like that. It's nothing crazy. Super jump is the one that I think most people confuse with super fly. This is the one that when you jump, you go flying when you use the card. You can jump over barriers and fight the enemy team in like 5 seconds at times. It's really good. Melee rod generates a rod when you plant it in the ground. You can't shoot through this area. Your bullets won't do anything. And enemies have to pull their knife out when they walk inside of it. And they can't pull their gun back out until they walk out. Same with you. Whoever's inside of it can only have their knife out. This card is good on both offense and defense, but it's better on defense, obviously. You can throw your traps in crazy good spots, and they're not going to be able to see them. This is an okay card, not a 4-point card in my opinion. There's not too many times enemies are going to take fall damage. This is a good card, especially towards the ends of like offense and defense. When you know that they don't have very many weapons left, you can really shut a team down with this. I like dimensional travel. Some people don't. You just got to listen for people's footsteps when you're in it, and you have to actually use the card, or you're gonna get outplayed with it. It's as simple as that. The tariff card is exactly what it says. However many points the enemy spend, you get if you use this card. But it does cost you 4 points to use. Site deletion is super good on defense. Love it. It forces them to one site, and you know that's where they're coming. Weapon enhancement, one of the best cards in the game. It buffs one random weapon type of one random weapon in each type. So regardless, you should have a gun that you like that is boosted, and it's super good. I recommend it, and you get all those weapons for free. Whatever weapon you choose, you get it for free. So it's very good. Blade Master sometimes works great, sometimes doesn't work at all. Sometimes I'm blocking every single shot that people throw at me. Sometimes somehow everyone gets through and I get annihilated. I don't really hate it when enemies have it. I don't really love it myself. It doesn't feel like a 5-point card. Big heads doesn't feel like a 5-point card as well. Yes, your heads are big. I thought it would be super game breaking. It's really not. Max HP Club, the extra 25 HP is really good. If you get this and you get the other card that makes it where you can heal up an extra 25 HP, you can have 200 HP a teammate, and that's wild. Medical error is Probably the best, maybe not the best card. One of the top 5 cards in the game. Enemies just can't heal at all. At all. It's fantastic. It's so good. I hate these cards. Both of the zombie cards where you come back, I hate them both. They both suck. It takes way too long to come back as a zombie. It costs 5 points. You never get damage before people kill you. They're ready for you. It's not worth it. Infernal Hounds, of all the animal cards, this one's the best one. They're the quietest, and they do deal good damage, and they can be annoying to deal with. So, if of all the animal related cards, this is my favorite one. People don't pick Ricochet. I don't know why. It is super good. Your bullet ricochets up to 3 times. If you're just spraying into a room, even a relatively, especially relatively enclosed room, and you got a whole team doing it, dude, it's so good. I recommend this card, and people don't pick it for whatever reason. The kind of eggs is okay. Um, I like laying these at the starter rounds, especially like by barriers and stuff like that when I'm just chilling, or if I'm just chilling waiting for someone in a spot, I'll make sure to lay some eggs. Just it's free heals, so it's a good card, and I think 5 points is appropriate. I just don't think that people use it very much. Vampire Knight gives you an additional 15 HP to start the round, and once your team deals 200 damage, you slowly will gain HP regeneration, and you start the round with lifesteal as well. Dullahins is amazing. If you find a good head glitch where literally only your head's showing, you can't be killed. Keep that in mind. If they can only shoot your head and you have this card, you can't be killed. Bulletproof design. This is the one I was telling you about earlier. Pairs crazy with Nitro. Pairs crazy with Pathogen. Pairs crazy with Livewire from Jaguar. There's a lot of really good traps that just make this card worth 5 points. Lifesaver, definitely worth 5 points as well. You can bring your teammates back. People on good teams seem to bring their teammates back, and when they get this card, it's almost impossible to win. People on my team don't seem to care to revive teammates most of the time. And that makes it frustrating as well, but what can you do? Shield Rod, of all the shield cards, this one sucks in my opinion. You have to stand inside of the zone first of all to get the benefit of it, and it just gives you basically extra HP when you're inside of it. You can get forced out of it, you can get naded in it, you can get shot through it. It's not that good. Doomsday Bomb is just as bad as Bio Warrior, and maybe worse than Bio Warrior because it has a longer time, I believe, that it takes for you to actually go into the animation. Reactive Armor is good. Feels more like a 4-point card than a 5-point card, but it is good. Hard Rain is kind of close to Reactive Armor. You gain a shield. It doesn't feel broken. I can see why it's 5 points, but I don't think it's crazy. This card, people don't really pick it too often, but it is a good card. I've had it used against me once, and it did throw us into a panic trying to find the last dude that was hiding. We luckily did, but it's an interesting card. Swift support. This card, unlike the one where you swap places with your teammate, is a good card because if you need to teleport to your teammate, you can do it with this. Or you need your teammate to teleport to you, you can. You don't just swap places with them. This is a good card. Weapon Morph. Please, please, please. If people use this card, drop some shotguns, drop some SMGs, an AR, whatever you don't use before the round, drop them. Try to drop them in some sneaky spots too, because your guns turn into a turret. This card is worth 5 points, people just don't use it. And for our last card, Lucky Bullets, I don't see people pick it, but it's good, because sometimes the random direction that it fires a bullet in is straight ahead, or pretty close to straight ahead, and it'll shoot 2 shots at a guy instead of just one. It actually seems to happen a decent amount, so I think Lucky Bullets is a really good card, and it is worth 5 points. Um, that's it though. That was a lot of cards to go through. I will plan on doing some more of this when they release more cards eventually. So if you guys made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be bringing you some more content soon. Thanks. Peace.